visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes, sir, it is. It is.
It's not visible yet.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Visible, sir. It is visible.
Visible actually.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Now it's visible.
dear friends, nowadays research is going on at the high level and in all the industries.
Sir, your voice is low actually.
My voice is low.
Uh,
Yeah, it's not very clear.
Okay. Now am I audible clearly?
yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now in industry, there is lot of research is going on, and usually in industry, some workers do the research, and they come up with the methodology and to maximize the yield, to minimize the time, to save the cost in this context. The prime objective of the research is research should be reproducible. Reproducible means suppose we come up with one result and the similar way, if others do it, its result should be get matched. But in the nature, there is huge variation is there. That's why statistics comes into the picture. If 100 persons do the research, at least 95% or 95 people should be matched your results. Then and then we claim that result is the best result, and whatever you do, it optimizes the production process. Now, under these scenarios, engineer often have the question regarding that one, how to select the samples. That's the question. Now, for this scenario, here, how to take the sample randomly from the big lot of the items, or we say article items. Under these scenarios, we look here firstly how to draw the random items from the big lot and then test it. And whatever its results are there, that result would be representative to the lot. There is no need to test entire lot. Only need is that smaller number of units to be tested and come up with the conclusion that that lot is either defective or that lot is good, or it requires 100% testing, or that kind of the decision engineers can do. Now this is very elementary things. Things are there with very nice graphical representations regarding it for the sample surveys. Now, the outline of this talk is what is survey, steps in surveys, how do we select representative sample, and we'll correlate with in your engineering process and its pitfalls. What can go wrong? Yes, am I audible clearly? Hello?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
you are audible.
Okay. Now, what is survey? This is a method of gathering information from a subgroup, or we call it as a sample, to infer to the whole group. Means suppose you have a lot with size 1000 units are there. Then engineer has very next question. How much number of units to be tested? That question we'll answer here first. Now there are some examples regarding the sample surveys. This is the general examples are there. TV networks to find out how many and what type of people watch their program. Then car
Single
manufacturer.
slide is visible, sir.
Yes.
Single slide is visible. You are moving slide.
Yes. That is
But
not
it is
visible.
single slide.
Okay, okay.
So only single slide is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which is
Exactly.
only visible.
Now
Yes.
is it visible?
Now it is visible.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
I put it on slides show mode. That's why it might be happened. Okay, that's fine. Then car manufacturer wants to find out satisfaction with their cars. Nowadays, you know that there is huge competition between car manufacturers. There are several car manufacturers are there. Among these car manufacturers, customer will choose their best in terms of their cost, in terms of satisfaction, in terms of quality. These are the aspects are there, and every manufacturer has to satisfy their customers. And are these customers are satisfied in the market, they will conduct a sample survey, and based on this sample survey, they do their kaizens, or they do the research in their product and come up with the solutions. In the same context, government conduct a household budget survey because government could not reach to each and every individuals and their issues. They conduct a small sample survey. Based on this sample survey, they present their budget. Along with evaluation of the smoking ban, there are a lot of curves are there, but even though people are doing this one, now are the people are getting educated by the government program, they are looking it through the sample surveys. Then next one is quite popular one, political opinion polls. In 2024, who will win the elections? Everyone has a curiosity. Accordingly, the opinion polls are get conducted and its results are get presented based on it. Then library survey to identify how service can be improved, means those vibrant libraries are there. They are looking always that are the teachers are satisfied, students are satisfied, are they getting the book in the proper rack? Accordingly, they are conducting a surveys. Then next question is that why do we take a sample? Why do we not go for the entire population? Entire population means here the lot of in the engineering context, lot of items. Now sample is required to save the time, to save the cost. Means budget constraint is everywhere along with accuracy. Now look here, the pictorial representation of a representative sample. Now this is the big group of gentlemen, we call it as a population. Among this population, very few individuals are get selected, but they represent this population. There are some gentlemen are there, gentle lady are there, and some kids are there. They are truly represent to the population. Now what is purpose of sample? We are speaking about the population is to infer about the population, to infer to the population. But while drawing any kind of the inference, the sample must be chosen so that it is representative of the population. Suppose you have a lot of 1,000 items, but while choosing say 10 items from that lot, they should be representative to the population. And while selecting these 10 items, we have to have employ the according to their numbers. We have to take the list of these 100 units. Sorry, these 1,000 units, and we have to among these 1,000 we have to choose 10. But each and every unit has an equal chance of being included in the sample. That's why statistical methodology is used are called as the simple random sample. Now, the next point, survey differ with respect to in terms of sample and census. Now, sometimes we take the advantage of the sample. Sometimes we have to do the inspection of each and every unit. We call it as a census. And for the sample surveys in general, we have the information. Official statistics means you have the records are there. You can conduct observational studies. You can take opinion through the mail questionnaires, telephonic interviews, face-to-face interview, and internet questionnaire. Now, steps in survey for research. Now, in general, while conducting a sample survey, firstly we have to have state the objectives and clear-cut objectives of your survey should be get mentioned. Suppose if you are taking opinion poll about or opinion about your products in the market, at that time objective should be clearly defined. Now, are you intended for rural population or urban population? Urban say Pune city. You have to have clear cut demarcation of that Pune city and then conduct a survey. Decide on data required to fulfill your objective. What kind of data you require? Decide on sample design. Sample design means sampling methods. Which sampling method are you employing? For rich people, suppose you bifurcate this population in Pune city it into the rich, middle class, and the poor class. Then clear-cut demarcation is there. Under these circumstances, you have to have employ the stratified random sampling. But if you treat it as every individual is a homogeneous population, then simple random sampling is sufficient. Then carry out pilot study. Sorry, decide on method of measurement. Then carry out pilot study. Pilot study means what? This is a very small test of your, or you have to have test this questionnaire on smaller number of people. And in every sample survey, pilot study is quite important one. By using the estimates of the pilot study, you can determine the sample size also. Whatever estimates you get in pilot study, that estimate will play the role of parameters while determining the sample study, say the mean and variance. And by using this pilot study, you can revise the questionnaire. Also, sometimes sampling design you can revise. Then collect the data, analyze this data, draw the conclusion on it, and present the final report. Now, while conducting a sample survey, what can go wrong? Sample is not representative of the population. Incorrect questionnaire design. You haven't tested the questionnaire, are called as no pilot study. Or sometimes those individuals you had selected for your survey, they are not responding. It has several reasons are there why they are not responding. Sample too large for budget and time constraint, then you could not finish the sample surveys. Now look, what is unrepresentative sample? Look the population, that is the earlier population of gentlemen, and what is the sample? Sample includes some dacoits and policemen. If your sample is not representative to this population, whatever inference or whatever conclusion you draw by using these samples, it is misleading. It is misleading. That's why sample must be chosen that it should be representative to the population. Sample should represent the population. Then random samples or simple random sample. A random sample, what is random sample? Random sample is a sample chosen so that every item in the population is in your context the lot. The population has a chance of selection into the sample. Every sample has an equal chance of being selected. Now, to select a random sample, you will need a list of all items in the population. the list of all staff at university, that is the example, database of categories of students, register of electors, list of businesses. If list is inadequate, sample may not be represented. Now, in simple random, disadvantage of simple random sampling is that it requires list of all individuals. And among these all individuals, you have to have select few of them. But for this purpose, you require the list of each and every individuals in the population. Next one is stratified random sampling. Now in general, the population can be stratified. Stratified means divide it according to the gender, male, female, or sometimes third gender also. According to the age group. Age group means children's, youngsters, and elder and older ones. Or sometimes students can be divided it by according to their faculty, say science, commerce, arts. Under the science stream also, the pure science, then engineering, science, medical science. In this way, it can be stratified. It can be divided according to the level also, UG, PG. Stratified the library. Library one example is there. This is the general one. Classification type and subject type. Take a simple random sample from each group or stratum. Now, here, suppose we split the population it according to the gender wise, say male and female. Now, we have to take simple random sample from some males also and some females also. Both should get the representation. Now, other methods of random sampling, that is cluster sampling.
Excuse
Now-
me, sir. Can I ask something?
Yes.
Sir, there is a famous model called Fama French 5-factor model, right?
Yes.
So in Indian context, there are certain factors like small minus big, conservative minus aggressive. So when we are selecting stock market data, so there
Okay.
are companies which are say big in size also. We can easily bifurcate between large companies and as well as small companies.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But when it
There
comes
are
to,
some mid cap also are there, like one concept.
yes, sir, mid cap is also there, but the factor is small minus big. That means small companies return minus big companies return. So
Yes.
if we are doing that kind of a research, then how will we create the homogeneity between the samples? Say, for example, we cannot just take randomly, say 30 odd companies from the large companies and 30 odd companies from the small companies and create that
No,
particular
no, no, no. We have
bifurcation,
to,
right?
firstly, we have to make the stratification according to the different factors, right? Stratification.
Yes.
And try to make as homogeneous as possible. For example, I will give you the example of two stocks, say the Infosys and TCS.
Yes.
Quite similar one, both are software developing companies.
Mhm.
Getting it?
Mhm.
In this way, we have to have defined some, bifurcate some software. Some of them are regarding the production. Suppose the Tata Motors,
Yes. Mhm.
along with its other competitor,
Maruti is also there.
Maruti Suzuki. That is in the context of the cars, right?
Yes.
But for
Automobiles.
Maruti Suzuki, big vehicles, they are not producing. But Tata Motors, they are doing it.
Now we can take a proxy for that, sir, either the asset size or the market capitalization. For
Yeah,
it.
as like Mahindra Tech and the Maruti Suzuki, as like that. Or in banking sector, hello,
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
in banking sector, SBI is the bigger one, right?
Yes.
But other banks like Punjab and National Bank of Maharashtra, as like that, where they are competing. But while making the stratification, again we have to make the stratification. Reason is multi-stage stratification. Reason is that one. Again, we have to bifurcate the public sector and the private one, such as HDFC, ICI. They, its stocks are quite fluctuating one. You might observe it. But SBI stock is little bit little flexible. But nowadays, because of that, what happened? All the foreigners are extracting money from the share market and running away. What is wrong with them? I don't know in detail. So, foreign funding are
But
get stopped, but even though the bulk selling is going on nowadays in the share market, right?
but sir, that's a different issue.
Yeah,
Actually,
that
my
is different
question
issue.
is
Yes, absolutely right.
question is pertaining to asset pricing actually. So in
Mhm.
asset pricing, this is one of the models of asset pricing.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to connect that if you visit Kenneth French's
No,
website,
how to make the stratification?
yes,
That I can tell you, but too technical their assets and other things and its derivatives and how they are going. That numbers I don't have. That's why.
no, sir, I am just telling that say in terms of market capitalization, we can segregate between the large companies and the small companies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, if you talk about the number of listed firms in NSE, there are approximately more than 2,500 firms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Correct. Now, when we are doing this stratification, let's say, let us take a hypothetical example that the first 800 firms are large, and the from the last quartiles, that is, say 75 quartiles onwards, the firms are small. Okay,
Yes.
and that is 1300 in number.
Yeah.
Now, if that is an unbalanced, you can say match. In that case, how will
No.
we?
But if we do in larger perspective stratification, right?
Yes.
In-depth stratification we have to, and then one can choose among any of them stocks, and then they can purchase. If you
Okay.
do, we do in bulk stage, then later on, I don't think that we met with the profit. Always loss because of there are too many things are there and too many companies are there. Even we haven't seen it, right? And we completely rely on that CB and other. Even though for the Adani's that ports and other thing, other kind of the businesses, how much amount of fluctuation is there? Even in Adani Power also, if we look at the minutely, today's share price is approximately 450 or 460,
Sir,
and earlier one is
actually,
700.
sir, actually, my
That kind
question
of
is
fluctuation is
not
there.
related to.
That's why in-depth stratification is required.
Okay, okay.
Yes, anyone have any questions regarding this stratification and simple random sampling, representative sample? Any other else? Shall I proceed? Now, other methods of random sampling, that is the cluster random sampling. Now, here in cluster random sampling, population is divided it into the groups, and here that suppose population is divided it into the groups. Say suppose 50 groups we divide the population. Then among these 50 groups, we choose 5 groups and we enumerate each and every individual. But within that group, there is the huge heterogeneity is there within the group. But between the group, they are identical, are called as the cluster sampling. Another one is the systematic sampling. Systematic sampling means in fixed time interval. Suppose 1 o'clock you take one sample, 2 o'clock you took another, 3 o'clock you took another. In this way, that is the systematic interval time point. You choose the units are called as the, or subjects are selected from the list or frame after a random start, but in subsequent time interval. First one units are get randomly selected, rest of them will be automatically selected by using some interval. Now another one is non-random sampling. We call it as the judgment sampling. Judgment sampling means
You are discussing 7th number Which slide, sir? 16 number, 17 or 18 number slide? Which slide you are discussing?
18. Now 18.
The slide number 16 is visible only.
16 is visible.
Slowly it is moving, sir. Internet is slow. Slowly it is moving.
Yes. Is it 18 slides visible? Others?
It's 16 only.
No, sir, it is 16.
16 now. Now?
Sir, you have to click on 18. Then it will be changed.
Okay. Now is it 16 visible?
Yes, sir.
17 now?
visible, sir.
17?
Excuse me, sir. I think you need to share your entire screen. You can just stop here and share your entire screen again.
Just wait. I will
Because
stop.
I think you shared only tabs, so that's why it is not represented.
Just wait. Entire thing I have to share.
Entire screen you have to share.
Now is 17 visible?
Now you make it PowerPoint PPT on.
Okay, that's no, PowerPoint is not. Or can we?
Yeah, you can start now slideshow from current slide.
Just move on the different slide.
Okay,
Then
now
it is possible to
now these other methods
move.
of sampling, can is
Yeah,
it visible?
it is visible. It
It is visible, sir.
Okay.
Can you move 18 slide, 18 number slide? Then it is we are solved that issue.
Yeah, 18 number now. Is it visible?
No, it is not visible, sir.
How? Non-random sampling?
No, sir, you are not clicking on 18. You are just clicking on 17. You have to click on 18.
No, clicking is not possible here. Okay, just wait. Now?
No, you are not.
Okay.
You are
Okay.
still
Just run a slideshow.
So, or you can press the arrow symbol in keyboard.
Yeah, in keyboard I am pressing the arrow symbol. That's fine.
Sir, run a slideshow from current slide.
No, this is slideshow, no?
So,
No,
sir,
no.
here down there is one curtain like in the notes and comments after that at the end. Before the sliding bar, there is a here, down.
Just wait. Is it visible now?
I mean, it is visible, sir, but if you do a slideshow, it will be the screen will be much bigger than what.
That's fine. But now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
It is visible. Will you move to the 19 or 17 slide? Then it is we can mention the problem is solved.
Okay, now can you see the screen?
We are.
Sir, it seems internet is slow. Therefore, after you move 2-3 minutes after that, it is appearing.
Now you could not see the screen?
Yes, sir, it's visible, but it's now on 18th number.
The single slide is visible, sir. Single slide is visible. If we you click on a 19 number slide.
Okay. Now this slide is visible.
Yeah, sir.
Non-random sampling.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Judgment sampling.
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir, it's visible. 18th slide is visible.
Okay.
18 number slide is visible.
Okay. Non-random sampling. Under this non-random sampling, non-random means we haven't draw the sample by employing random sampling. Just whatever we want to select, we select it. The first one is judgment sampling. Now suppose there is the bulk production of the lot, which size or bulk production of the lot whose size is say the 500. Under the first case, judgment sampling, and engineer only select those who are the best according to their judgment, and record its quality features. Then it does not guarantee that the entire lot will be the best, because that engineer haven't employed the random sampling techniques while choosing the units. Next one is the availability sampling. Now, whatever available is there, you just select it and studied it. We call it as the availability sampling. Then the last one is the quota sampling. Means you had given some quota, say the 50 units or 100 units. You continue to study till get your quota is over. We call it as a quota sampling. Can you is this screen visible? Questionnaire design. Next screen.
No,
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 sir.
no.
No, sir, it is not visible.
Now is it visible?
Oh, no, sir, it is not.
Oh, what's wrong?
Sir, you can send it to somebody, sir. They can present you for it, sir.
Sorry.
So you can send it to somebody, sir, and they can present you, sir. It's an easy way to, sir.
But it never happened. How it happened? Just wait.
Sir, most of the things you are explaining, so I think
Sir,
you can continue, sir.
Sir, don't go into the slideshow mode. You just go through the slides like this only.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Ha.
So
Don't do the slideshow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Bad questions. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Now in questionnaire design, suppose you are conducting a survey in the market. Here some examples I had presented. Do you visit the library regularly? If this question is asked to the students, its answer is always yes. That's why this kind of questions should be get avoided. How would you rate the standard and quality of lectures? Very good, fair, poor, and very poor. Now take the classroom examples. Even though you deliver bad lectures, even though students say that one very good, because of the numbers in your hand. What is your income? If this question is asked with your friends, your income will be skyrocketed. But as soon as this question is asked by the income tax personnel, then your income will be reduces substantially. Now tick your age category. Usually the age category, I think gents will give the precise answer. But some people say that one ladies always underestimate their age. Why? That reason I don't know. What percent of your week do you spend studying? Then obviously its answer will be inflated. Rank the order of importance in following 9 factors. What operating system do you use? Everyone says that one Windows because they knows only that one. Do you find lecture noisy? Its answer will be the yes, no kind of the answer. This kind of question should be avoided. And how many lectures did you miss last year? This kind of questions also avoided. Means whenever you are you design your questionnaires in your research, this kind of questions to be avoided. Now, is this questionnaire construction slide visible? Hello?
No, sir, it's on bad question.
No, sir. No, sir.
Now? Questionnaire, next slide, questionnaire construction.
No, sir. Slide is not moving.
Only that one remains.
Only bad questions. This slide.
Okay.
Yes. Now it is okay.
It is okay?
It is okay on here.
Sir, please share the presentation.
Okay, I will do it.
I think this is the internet problem. Internet is slow, it seems.
Yes, sir. Now it is questionnaire construction.
Okay. Now, while constructing the questionnaires, keep it short, simple, and specific to the objectives. Along with logical question progression should be there. Then those who are reading your questions, they should the interest should be get created to that respondent. That's why logical question progression should be there. Flow is more important than grammatical correctness. Key questions first, sensitive last. Keep allied questions together. Be reasonable when requesting the forecast. Mix fully structured and open-ended questions. Some advice about the questionnaire construction. Write down the objective of your survey. Have a purpose of every questions. Prepare tables before you fill your questionnaires. Pilot test your questionnaire. Now, what is pilot study? Is this screen is quite important. Is it visible? Pilot study?
No, sir. No, sir.
Just wait. I will send someone. Rinda ma'am, shall I send to you? Hello?
Yes, sir. You can send it to Professor Bhorge.
No, but I don't have the email address. No.
I'll give you, sir.
Okay, tell me.
SIDDHARTH.
Just wait.
SIDD.
Just wait. Tell me. Yes, I.
DD. HARTH.
HARTH.
SIDDHARTH dot BHORGE GE
at the rate
VIT.edu. VIT.edu.
Edu.
Yeah.
VIT small?
Sir, yeah. Sir, I put it in the chat.
Is the mail received?
Just a second, sir.
Sir, can you stop sharing? I will share from my side. Latpate, sir.
Did you receive the email?
Yes. I got. Yeah, I will share. Okay. I will share.
Yes, share it.
இவன் பண்ணணும் தான் நான் என்ன செய்ய முடியும் இது சரியா பண்ணல நான் மட்டும் தான் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். எப்படி இது எக்ஸாம்பிள் எழுதுறதுன்னு தெரியல. அவனும் அப்பப்போ ஃபீட்பேக் போடுறது எல்லாம் ஞாபகப்படுத்துறான். இப்ப யாரும் ஞாபகப்படுத்த ஒருத்தர் ஞாபகப்படுத்த மாட்டான். நீங்க அவன் வேற ஒரு கோர்ஸ் போட்டா, அந்த கோர்ஸ்ல இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணோம்னா எனக்கு அப்ப எல்லாமே கேட்டது. டக்குன்னு இதை பண்ண போயிட்டு
Is it visible, sir?
Yes,
நான்
yes,
இதுல
yes, yes. Proceed.
Participants, please mute yourself.
இந்த நாளைக்கு ஷெரின்னு ஒரு பேப்பர்
Okay, sir, please mute the participant.
just wait. Sorry.
ஆமா, என் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் செங்கோட்டையில் இருக்கல ஷெரின். அவளுக்கு இப்ப கிரசன்ல கிடைச்சிருக்கான், சென்னையில, வண்டலூர்.
Next.
Participants. Just wait. Mute all. Just wait.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Sir, please continue.
Okay. Now, while developing the here pilot study, a pilot study is a pretest of your methods. It is carried out on small group of technical people as a dress rehearsal. Now, after pilot study means the study conducted on very small few or small group of individuals. And after pilot study, in your research, the sample size may be reduced, method of collection of information may be changed, sample design may be changed, questionnaire is revised, and questionnaire designers must understand the need to pretest, pretest, and pretest. This is the quote by American Statistical Association. Please, next slide. Next. Next slide. Okay. The next issue is the non-response. Non-response means what? Those who do not reply. Whenever you went for the asking some opinion or opinion to them, we call it as refusal. Not available at the time of call. Questionnaire is too difficult. Non-respondent usually differ from the respondent. And what is the impact of the low response? It will make sample unrepresentative. It will make sample unrepresentative, and whatever conclusion you come up in your study, that conclusion is far away from the reality. Yes, next. Reducing, how to reduce the non-response? The questionnaire should be short, and sponsorship by bodies which are highly regarded in the society, say the institution as like Yeshada or Pune University or VIT, that kind of institution are highly regarded in the society. Assuring the confidentiality means sometimes their opinions should be kept confidential. Start the questionnaire with non-threatening questions. Offer some rewards as like pen, pencil, or some notebook, small notebook. Offer to provide final results later on. Some respondents are quite inquisitive. And then callbacks. Next. Now sample size is the crucial issue faced by the non-statistician. Now sample size is determined by the cost constraint, time constraint, resource available, along with the size of population is not important when deciding the sample size. How the population varies is more important. Next, look the pictorial representation of each one. Now look, this is the homogeneous population. How much sample size is required to them while measuring their weight? Because they are almost all are identical. Sample size 1 also truly represents to the whole population. Next slide. Now look at this here. For the same purpose, if population is heterogeneous in their weights, then sample size 1 is not representative. It requires the larger sample size, even though population size is smaller. Now my point here is that while deciding the sample size, the size of population is definitely not important. What importance is there? The size of the variation in the population. How very population is there? As the variability is high, sample size is high. As the variability is low, sample size is low. Next. What every survey should have: clearly defined objectives, an adequate frame, pilot study, follow-ups, along with response rate should be at least 70%. Below 70% response rate, your sample becomes unrepresentative. Small sample. Next. And the analysis can be done by using Excel, SPSS, Web Surveyor, Python, MATLAB, or any of the software. But SPSS is quite important, quite easier one for the in terms of the questionnaire construction, yeah, or while selecting the samples. Next. Now only in today's lecture, only one point is over regarding the how to select the samples and different sampling methods. Now the next presentation is there. Another files are also there. I will send that file to the sir.
Once you send,
Yes, I will say. I will send it.
Okay, sir. Okay. By that time, I will share the feedback link. Okay. I will stop
Yeah,
it here.
if anyone have any questions, you can ask, because of I don't want to.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, the methods that you talked about is only for opinion polls, or let us say in a machine shop, I want to measure the quality of some parts. So is it some of the principles are applicable even in that situation? Right?
No, sorry. Ask that question again. So, what is your question?
Sir, you talked about the survey and sampling. This sampling is applicable even for not only for the surveys, but also for some, let us say, I am doing some sampling studies of quality of some parts. Let us say quality of some.
Yeah. Everywhere it is applicable. But see, as a engineering faculty, firstly, I am just making that presentation. You should not feel that one. This is a very difficult method. That's why very easiest way.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Yeah. But it is not only applicable here, but in quality and in different aspects. Several applications are there. That application is there in today's lecture, but I will try to reach to that point.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. It was nice explanation.
Yes. And all, I have shared the feedback and attendance link in the chat box. By that time, you can give the feedback and attendance. Yeah, I received another file. I will quickly share that.
Okay, again one more I had sent, because that is the material here. Our aspect of today's talk.
So how do you get the ID, sir? I didn't get the ID, sir.
Sorry?
ID number you are asking the feedback form, sir.
I think that feedback and other things. Vrunda
Sir, ID is mentioned in this PDF. In the sent PDF, there is ID is already mentioned.
Can you send me the PDF, sir?
PDF has come on mail.
Okay, sir. We'll check in the mail.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes. Next slide.
Why it is not moving? Okay.
Here. Now we are looking the descriptive statistics and directly coming with one example. The hardness testing experiment to illustrate the descriptive statistics. Yeah, just close that. Some pop-up is there. Someone else is here. Just close it, sir. Okay.
Wait, I will
Okay. That's fine. The hardness testing experiment to illustrate the descriptive statistics. There are 4 tips and 4 available metal coupons are there. Each tip is tested once on each coupon and resulting in randomized block design. But prior to randomized block design, now whenever you are pursuing your engineering research, at that time, while conducting this research and coming up with the optimal outcome, see, if you come up with the suboptimal outcome, then in the market, it won't work. You have to have come up with the optimal outcome or maximal. Optimal means what? To maximize the outcome and pollutants are there, it should be minimized. In that context, you have to have work. Now, but as I had already mentioned that one, whenever we are doing the experimentation or research, it should be reproducible. And research is reproducible only when you conduct the research according to the basic principles of experimental design are called as randomization, replication, and local control. What is randomization? Whenever you are selecting any, suppose you have different tools and you want to study on it. Among these tools, which one give maximize the yield? Then while doing so, the tools should be selected randomly to the different workers, because of some workers are experienced, some are inexperienced. It also matters. That's why randomization is required to avoid the personal bias. Along with replication, just one outcome you will get and you claim that that is superior when it is not. You have to do it for multiple times. We call it as the replication. And last one is the local control. Now, whenever there is heterogeneity in your group, then you have to divide that group in terms of the block or in terms of some groups. The similar one hardness testing experiment is there. In this experiment, just go to the next slide. Here, the number of coupons are there. There are 4 coupons and type of tips are there. There are 4 tips are there. Accordingly, this hardness data is get generated and we analyze this data next. And we analyze this data by using descriptive statistics. Next slide. Look here. Here, the first table is for the coupon types. There are 4 types of coupons are there. By using SPSS, I had analyzed this data. There is mean are there, average of the type 1, average of type 2 coupon, type 3 coupon, and type 4 coupon, and its combined average. The number of observations there are 4 observations are there. Total are 16 observations are there. For each type of coupon, the standard deviations are get evaluated. Then its standard error is obtained. Its minimum and maximum is obtained. Its variance is obtained. Its kurtosis is obtained. Kurtosis means pickedness of that distribution. Then standard error of kurtosis is also obtained. Skewness is obtained. Standard error of skewness is obtained. Its geometric mean is obtained along with harmonic mean is obtained. Now, what tells the mean? Here, it will give you the central idea about it. Mean means actually, if you look at your mark list, earlier mark list, 10th or 12th mark list, where the percentage is there. That percentage is nothing but that is also the one kind of average is there. That gives you the central idea about it. Where do you stand? And its variance, how much variation is there? Variation means how much you are away from that average is there. It tells the variance. After taking out square root of variance, it gives you the standard deviation. And standard deviation divides by square root of this number of observations, that gives you the standard error of mean. And minimum and maximum, from the observation you know that one, which one is the minimum, which one is the maximum. Kurtosis, it tells the pickedness. Kurtosis, it tells the pickedness, and skewness, it tells the is it left tail distribution or right tail distribution. And alternative to the to this, our usual arithmetic mean, geometric mean is there, along with harmonic mean is there. This is the aspect for the first type. We call it as the coupon type data. Along with this data is cross tabulated. Along with tip types is also there. There are 4 tip types are there. And this data can be analyzed by using, I used here SPSS, you can use Minitab, you can use MATLAB, you can use Python, you can use R software also while analyzing this kind of the data. Yes, any questions on it for the descriptive statistics? Any questions on it? If not, sir, please share another file, probability distributions. Okay, go to the next slide. Please go to the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Now, engineering application of statistics by probability distributions. Probability distributions are fundamental tools in engineering statistics, helping us model and analyze the random phenomena. See, power fluctuation, that is the random phenomena. When it will happen, no one knows. As they describe the likelihood of different outcomes in various scenarios, from quality control to reliability analysis. Understanding this distribution allows engineers to make the prediction, estimate the parameters, quantify the uncertainty, and key concept includes probability density functions, expected values, common distributions like normal distribution, binomial distribution, Poisson distribution, exponential distribution. And these tools are essential for decision making, risk assessment in engineering applications. Next slide, sir. Now, key concepts and definitions. Probability distributions is a mathematical function describing likelihood of different outcomes in random experiment or process. Let's take one example. Suppose in your room there is electric bulb is there, right? Now, when that bulb will be the short, or that bulbs won't work, no one knows that. Even though how many, the lifetime of that bulbs doesn't matter, because for that electricity component, it has a memoryless property is there. It will work for next 1 year, or maybe it work for 2 years. Or today, if you bought the any other bulb, It may malfunction, but earlier may continue because the memoryless property is there, and that property exponential distribution possesses. That kind of random phenomenon is there. Random variable is a variable whose value is determined by outcome of random event and it can be discrete or continuous. Discrete means, suppose take the example of flipping of a coin. Either the outcomes would be either the head or tail. Suppose head we denote 0, tail we denote 1. Means that random variable, whenever it takes value 0, it means head appears, 0 means tail appears. Now, under these scenarios, that data in terms of zeros and ones is a discrete data. That is a discrete data, and that discrete data is countable data. But as I had presented the example of lifetime of the bulb, that can be expressed in terms of intervals, thus it is continuous, and within that interval there are large number of numbers are there. That's why that is uncountable. We could not count it. Even though the interval 0 to 1 is uncountable. Probability density function defines the probability of continuous random variable. Probability mass function defines the probability of discrete random variable. And it is represented by f of x, where the probability x falling in the interval a to b, it can be expressed as probability of x is in between a to b, and it can be evaluated by using the integral whose range is a to b fx dx. Next slide. This is nothing but the probability distributions. Now, cumulative distribution function. Cumulative distribution function means we are making the accumulation up to the certain point, say x. Now, cumulative distribution function is denoted by f of x, which is equal to probability of x till we reach to small x. And it can be expressed from the integral from minus infinity to x fx dx. Now, the expected value means that is the theoretical average. This is the average value of random variable over large number of trials. It is denoted by u of x or say mu. And variance is a measure of the spread dispersion of a random variable around its mean, and it is denoted by variance of x. The variance of x is equals to expected value of x minus mu square. And after taking out its square root, we come up with the sigma are called as standard deviation, and that is a measure of average distance between the values of random variable and its mean. Next. Now, types of probability distributions. There are discrete probability distributions. There are continuous probability distributions. Discrete includes binomial, Poisson, geometric. These are discrete kind of the distribution because their support is discrete. And there are some other kind of distribution are called as the continuous distribution, normal, exponential, and uniform. Why they are continuous? Because their support means x takes value within the range. Now, again, there are some joint probability distributions are there. It involves one or more than one random variables. One may be discrete, other may be continuous, both may be continuous, both may be discrete, or it may be the multiple discrete random variable, multiple continuous random variable, or bunch of discrete and bunch of continuous, and they again get aligned, are called as joint probability distributions. Suppose we have the bivariate probability distribution, then one can obtain univariate probability distribution by integrating it out another variables. Along with, one can obtain the conditional probability distributions. Then multiple probability distributions can be obtained. Yes, next. Yes, next. Yes, please share the next slide. Borge sir. Okay. Now the properties of the distributions. Now non-negativity of the probability density or probability mass function. Probability density or probability mass is always in between 0 to 1. If we normalize it, if we integrate it out over full range, its integration is always 1. Along with whenever discrete data is there, then whenever we add all the probabilities of that random variable, its sum should be always equals to 1. Probability is always in between 0 to 1. If you come up with the number beyond 1, then fix in your mind that you are somewhere wrong. Now symmetricity of the distribution. Now look, the normal distribution with property is that is bell-shaped property is there, and that is symmetric. Its curve is bell-shaped. If we fold it out, then it will its corner will exactly get matched. That curve will be get exactly matched. 50% mass is left side, 50% mass is at right side. Now skewness means what? Positive skewness indicating the longer tails at right. Negative skewness indicating longer tail at left. Kurtosis measure the tailness or distribution with higher kurtosis indicating more outliers and heavier tails comparing to the normal distributions. The moments quantitative measure that measure the shape and properties of the distribution such as mean, variance, and skewness and kurtosis. Along with that, see, whatever your data possess the distribution, but if you employ the central limit theorem, then for larger sample size, it will always converge to the normal. Next, normal distribution. Now, this is the PDF of the normal distribution. Fx equals to 1 by sigma times root 2 pi e raised to power minus half x minus mu by sigma square, where mu and sigma, they are mean and standard deviation respectively, along with binomial distributions. In binomial distribution, it describes the number of successes in fixed number of independent trial, each with same probability of success. There are n number of trials are there, and k number of success is there. Probability of x equals to k, which is equals to nck. Nck means n combination k or n out of k times the probability of success raised p raised to power k. 1 minus p means failure raised to power n minus k. This is the probability mass function for the binomial distribution. For the Poisson, in Poisson, the given number of events occurring in fixed interval or number of telephones in between the 12 to 1 o'clock at afternoon. It follows the Poisson distribution. Probability of x equals to k, which is equals to lambda raised to power k e raised to power minus lambda divided by k factorial, where lambda is average number of events per interval. Then exponential distribution, that is also the continuous distribution. It models the time between the events, time between the two events. It can be modeled by using exponential distribution, or sometimes it is also called as the lifetime distribution or failure distribution. And its density is fx equals to lambda times e raised to power minus lambda, which support is positive. Next. Now, while calculating the probabilities, one can calculate the probability x equals to k, probability in between a to b, along with the cumulative. Along with that, here one example is the probability of x in between a to b, which is equals to integral from a to b fx dx. How to calculate integral and other things, I assume that you know. Now suppose you know the probability of occurrence, you know, or probability of success, you know. How do we calculate probability of failure? Look here, probability of x is bigger than or equals to x, which is equals to 1 minus probability of x is less than or equals to x. If we add these two probabilities, its sum should be 1. By using this relation, one can evaluate it. For joint distributions, probabilities are calculated by summing or integrating the joint probability mass function or PDF or desired range of the random variables involved. Along with, one can easily evaluate the probability of or conditional probability of A given B. Suppose you know the B, then one can easily predict A by using this formula, probability of A intersection B divides by probability of B. We say that the two events are independent. When do we say that? Probability of A intersection B equals to probability of A times probability of B. Then we claim that the event A and event B, they are independent. The software tools and libraries you can use MATLAB, Python, R, etc. while calculating the probabilities for various distributions. Next, parameter estimations. One can estimate the parameter in the context of the normal distributions. The estimate is its theoretical counterpart, and the value of parameter and estimates, it should be close. Then and then that distribution fits well. Now mu hat equals to x bar equals to 1 by n summation xi, and variance is sigma square, which is equals to 1 by n summation xi minus x bar square. Along with, one can easily evaluate the maximum likelihood estimate, MLE, which involves the finding the parameter that maximizes the likelihood function, which is the joint probability density of observed data, treated it as function of the parameters, and log likelihood function that is denoted by L theta, which is equals to log of L theta. L theta means the likelihood function. We take it, majority of distributions are exponential family distribution. That's why we take the advantage of log transform, and then we differentiate and obtain the parameter theta, our estimate of the parameter of theta, that is called as MLE estimate. And confidence interval provides the range of plausible values of the parameters with specified level of confidence, that is 95% confidence, as I had already mentioned that one. Suppose any of the experiment as you do, if that experiment is conducted by the 100 individuals, 95% of the individuals should be matched with your result, and that 95% will lie within this interval. X bar equals to plus minus 1.96 sigma by root L. Yes, next. Applications in engineering. Now there are a lot of applications in engineering for these probability distributions. It can be used in quality control, process monitoring, using control charts based on normal, binomial, Poisson distribution to detect is there any anomalies and ensure the consistency. In reliability engineering and failure analysis, using one can use exponential, Weibull, and other distributions. That is the time to failure distributions or model. Estimate reliability matrix and optimize the maintenance strategies. It can be used in queuing and network modeling, Poisson and exponential distribution. Measurement and instrumentation using normal distribution to quantify is there any kind of uncertainty is there. Signal processing, communication system, Gaussian means normal and Rayleigh and Rice distributions can be used. Structure reliability and risk assessment using normal, log normal, and extreme value distributions to model the loads, properties, and performance of the complex engineering systems. It can be done by using Monte Carlo methods. Monte Carlo methods means what? Whenever you could not conduct the experiment, but you can imitate that experiment through Monte Carlo methods and sensitivity analysis. That is the simulation methods are there. The machine learning and data analysis using probability distribution to model the data, estimate the parameters, assess the goodness of fit, and make the prediction or decision based on statistical inference techniques. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask. Participants, session is open for discussion.
Are there any questions?